Good day, Escolarians. Hello. We are the group Hex Amazing, and today we will be presenting our term paper in Man, Church, and Society entitled Aid or Threat, Role of Artificial Intelligence in Morality and Academic Integrity of Escolarians. Humans have made discoveries in technology throughout history that have changed the way we live. Artificial intelligence is one of those discoveries. Artificial intelligence has already established its influence in this modern generation as it can carry out tasks in different fields such as educational sector, sales and marketing, and even in healthcare. In our term paper, we will provide in-depth assessment of the ethical issues of incorporating artificial intelligence into academia. This paper also aims to contribute to a more thorough understanding of moral and ethical difficulties and opportunities arising from AI's presence in academic settings. Lastly, we would like to prove whether AI is an aid or a threat. To present the statement of problem, let us have Ms. Gail Kimberly Avalos.
The specific problem that the research project seeks to answer is described in the statement of the problem. This study intends to analyze the several functions of AI in academia, shining light on how the field of education changes as a result of its adaptation as well as its drawbacks from the viewpoint of the students. Therefore, this research aims to shed light by responding to the following questions. Number 1, is there a significant correlation between student integrity and dependency in utilizing AI in accomplishing school tasks? This SOP tries to evaluate whether AI poses a threat or a benefit, assessing the relationship between student honesty and their reliance on using AI. Under this SOP, there will be succeeding questions to support the main SOP. 1.1. How frequent students utilize AI tools in accomplishing school tasks? 1.2. How does the involvement of AI-based algorithms augment the educational excellence and learning outcomes of the learners? Whether AI can improve learning outcomes, enrich the educational experience, and boost student success will be determined by the result of this. And lastly, 1.3. What are the moral quandaries or social concerns arising from the predominance of AI in academia? The unethical uses of AI-based students will fall under this SOP. The rationale claims that there are social repercussions when students become dependent on artificial intelligence in the learning environment. This is where various limitations and considerations enter the picture to argue that using AI in classroom settings is unethical and that its application to social issues is questionable. For the hypothesis of this study, the null hypothesis is there is no significant correlation between the academic integrity and dependency on utilizing AI in accomplishing tasks. While the alternative hypothesis is there is a significant correlation between the academic integrity and dependency on utilizing AI in accomplishing tasks. These hypotheses form the basis of our research. They are the specific predictions of what we anticipate will occur in this investigation. Next is the review of related literature that will be discussed by Mr. Pangan and Mr. Ong.
On par with the preceding accounts, the following studies in literature are related and connote similarities with the present study. Hence, these are deemed imperative to explain the context of the study further. In the subtext of the cutting-edge and practice of AI in the academic field, a research conducted by Holmes and Tuomi raised high hopes for the future influence of AI in the academic landscape. They perceive AI to be a forefront in the academic scene for which they uphold that the role of AI in education is to enhance human thinking and supplement the learning process. It undermines the idea that AI reduces thinking, as the studies surmise that AI can motivate learners and teachers to have an improved learning experience. Consequently, in the subtext of theological insights into AI's educational potential, an article published by Reverend Dr. Clement Chia expressed that AI is a double-edged sword in education. It implies the idea for which it is a double-edged sword that whilst AI provide unparalleled opportunities, one cannot deny the fact that it blurs the line between heavenly and human wisdom as well as between human wisdom and AI. Thereby, Reverend Dr. Clement insists that if we carelessly substitute humanistic knowledge with AI, we might as well be reducing humanity to simple tools.
The RRL regarding academic integrity says that cheating and plagiarism are considered academic dishonesty. According to the CEU Handbook, page 127, academic integrity is violated when there is any form of cheating in any examination or test. Also, plagiarism in any output such as papers, essays, and reports is considered academic dishonesty. Utilizing AI in accomplishing tasks without paraphrasing and proper citations is an act of deception, as students will be submitting an output that was not created solely by the student and will fall under cheating, which violates the Central Escolar University Student Handbook. The studies conducted in Saudi Arabia showed that despite knowing the immorality of such practices, students still resort to doing them. First, finding the work challenging or boring. Second, fearing failure given that the outcome of a plagiarized output receive higher grades. Third, lack of training or understanding of the subject matter. Lastly, pressure comes from limited time to study and heavy workloads. The RRL regarding the theological perspective says that cheating does not only breach the rules of academic institutions and personal integrity. This transgresses the word of God, written in the Bible. It was said in Proverbs chapter 10 verse 9 that whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. We are created in the likeness of God, and with that, humans must act appropriately and preserve their unsullied integrity. It also does not comply with the principles of Catholic social teaching. The principle of subsidiarity clearly states that only the right amount of help and support should be provided to accomplish a task or meet an obligation. With the advancement of AI and the efficiency it can offer, it directly violates the principle of subsidiarity. Once we get what we need from AI, there is a possibility that we will not need human interactions, and we might disconnect from the real world. If that happens, another Catholic social teaching will be breached. This is the principle of association, which says that the human person is not only sacred but also social. We cannot consider anyone an isolated individual, but each one of us is part of the society in which we live. We must connect, socialize, and make an impact on the lives of one another.
Alright, let's move on to methodology. How did we conduct this study? For our design, we used a qualitative approach, and for our data collection tools, we used the convenient sampling method. Our respondents are second-year metric students of CU Manila, wherein all of them were given equal chances of answering the survey by sending it to all second-year metric students via emails. And those who only answered at a specific time period were recorded. In our survey, to answer our main statement of the problem, we first asked how students frequently use AI in accomplishing their tasks, using the 5-point Likert scale. Among our 20 respondents, 10% of them answered rarely and always, 20% for sometimes, and 60% for always. Then to know first how AI has been helpful to students, it is then followed by these yes or no statements. According to the data, it can be observed that the percentage of those who agreed decreases along with the frequency, wherein all of the respondents belonging to the always group have answered yes, unlike in the respondents of the rarely group where perspectives are equally divided. Then for statements related to morality and academic integrity, it can be observed that the total number of those who answered yes are less than 50%, disagreeing that AI is a form of cheating and plagiarism. For the following questions, such as that in measuring dependency, it can be observed that the percentage of those who agrees on whether they can still produce the same quality output without AI decreases as the frequency increases. Next, for the question on whether they have used AI in accomplishing tasks or even quizzes and exams, only those who belong to the sometimes, often, and always group have answered yes. It is then used as a prelude to open-ended questions wherein reasons for usage of AI varies along with the frequency.
The data for it indicates that there is a correlation between student integrity and the dependability of using AI to accomplish academic work. As AI technology advances globally, humans are clearly becoming more and more dependent on it. Personal development and growth among students could be hindered by the potential to weaken their critical and creative skills. Therefore, using AI poses a threat, particularly if it is not used appropriately. Students may become less self-sufficient, unable to think critically, and incapable of finding solutions on their own. However, the respondents who utilize AI to accomplish their task claim that they only use it because it is convenient, it saves time, and they only use it to get new ideas before coming up with their own.
To conclude, this study found compelling evidence of a significant correlation between the student integrity and their dependency on AI. 80% of the students stated using AI for completing school tasks, and the more they used it, the more dependent they became, raising concerns about academic integrity. It also identified key factors like AI's educational benefits such as idea generation, grammar improvement, and time efficiency. However, because of time constraints and heavy workloads, this reliance on AI escalated the risk of moral misconduct, like cheating and plagiarism. These violated the moral conduct and the Catholic Church teaching, including principle of subsidiarity and association. With that, given the correlation, the study's null hypothesis, there is no significant correlation between the use of AI in the academe and the academic performance of learner is thus rejected. Furthermore, the researcher recommend the following. First is for the educational sector to improve the school year calendar schedule and the curriculum, resulting the student relying on AI to finish all requirements. Second is for the student. There should be a limitation to using artificial intelligence in the student output. knowing that it does not only violate the rules of academic institution and Catholic social teaching, but also by doing so taints its integrity.